All right, let's dive into the absolute turning point of the Ramayana. This is the moment, the one single event that takes the story from a tale of noble exile and transforms it into this epic, world-shaking quest for justice and reunion.
So how in the world does this happen? How does a quiet life in the forest become the spark for a legendary war? Well, the answer is this incredible chain of events, all fueled by love, jealousy, and a powerful thirst for vengeance. Let's break down how it all unfolds.
To really get this, we have to start not with chaos, but with the exact opposite, total serenity. See, Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana have been exiled, yeah, but they've actually built this beautiful, peaceful little world for themselves deep in the forest. They've made their home in a place called Panchavati, right by the Godavari River, and it's pretty idyllic. Rama, being the capable prince he is, builds them this amazing hut. Their days are just simple. Sita's out picking flowers, Lakshmana is taking care of them, bringing food and wood, and Rama is standing guard, protecting the sages who live nearby. They've literally turned a dangerous wilderness into a sanctuary. But you know how these stories go, peace like this never lasts for long. And yeah, that peace, it's about to get completely shattered. It just takes one single violent encounter to kick off a terrible vow of revenge that will change everything. Picture this. The sun's going down, and all of a sudden, the whole forest just goes quiet. The birds stop singing. That's never a good sign, right? And out of the shadows comes Shurpanaha, the sister of the demon king Ravana himself. She lays eyes on Rama and is just instantly consumed by lust. She demands he ditch Sita and be with her.
Of course, Rama and Lakshmana politely turn her down, but her desire quickly sours into pure rage. She sees Sita as the only thing standing in her way, so she lunges, fully intending to kill her. But in a flash, instantly, Lakshmana is there. He draws his sword to protect Sita and, in a brutal move, cuts off Shurpanakha's nose and ears. Her scream of pain and humiliation echoes through the entire forest as she flees.
Now this isn't just an insult, it's basically a declaration of war. A furious Shurpanakha doesn't just come back with a couple of goons. Oh no, she returns with an army of 14,000 soldiers, all led by the terrifying demon Kara. The sheer scale of this is just mind-boggling.
And yet, what does Rama do? He faces this impossible force all by himself, calm as a mountain. He tells Sita and Lakshmana to get to safety, and then he single-handedly annihilates the entire demon army. Every last one of them. Silence falls on the forest again, but this time, it's a heavy, ominous silence.
So realizing she can't win with brute force, Shurpanakha gets clever. She flies to her brother, the powerful Ravana, but instead of focusing on her own humiliation, she talks about Sita. She describes Sita's beauty as something beyond anything in the heavens. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's planting a seed of obsession, targeting her brother's greatest weakness, his boundless greed.
And that's all it takes. The seed is planted, and obsession is born. This isn't about Shurpanakha's revenge anymore. Now, it's all about Ravana's desire. He immediately starts hatching this cunning, deceptive plot to get Sita for himself.
Ravana calls on his uncle Marisha, who's a powerful shape-shifting demon. But here's the thing, Marisha has gone up against Rama before, and he knows just how powerful he is. He begs Ravana, don't do this, going against him is suicide. But Ravana is completely blinded by his obsession. He's not asking, he's commanding, you will obey me. And Marisha, trapped, knows he's walking straight to his own death.
So, their plan is an illusion, a beautiful, deadly illusion. One morning, this absolutely stunning golden deer, which is really Maricha in disguise, appears near their hut. Its fur glitters like gold dust, its eyes sparkle like gems, it's magical. And Sita is just completely mesmerized. She has to have it. She begs Rama to catch it for her.
And this, right here, is the tragic moment it all turns. Rama, with his divine intuition, knows something's wrong. He suspects it's a trick, but his love for Sita is so immense that he just can't say no to her. He agrees to go, but before he leaves, he gives Lakshmana one single critical order. Protect Sita. Whatever you do not leave her side.
And with that one decision, the trap snaps shut. Every piece of Ravana's twisted plan is about to fall into place, and the consequences are going to be absolutely devastating. So after a long chase, Rama finally hits the deer with an arrow.
As the dying Maricha changes back to his demon form, he uses his very last breath to complete the mission. He screams for help, but it's a perfect imitation of Rama's voice. That cry was designed to do one thing and one thing only: to pull Lakshmana away from Sita's side.
And what follows is just heart-wrenching. Sita is terrified. She pleads with Lakshmana to go help his brother, but Lakshmana is torn, bound by his duty to protect her. He insists no harm can possibly come to Rama. This is a trick. But in her fear, Sita accuses him of horrible things, and a heartbroken Lakshmana finally gives in. Before he leaves, he draws a glowing protective circle around the hut, the famous Lakshmana Rekha, and prays that it will keep her safe.
The second Lakshmana is out of sight, Ravana makes his move. He appears disguised as a frail old holy man, begging for food. But as soon as Sita steps over that protective line to give him something, the act is over. The ground starts to shake, his shadow twists and grows monstrous. And then he reveals his true, terrifying form, the 10-headed demon king of Lanka in all his terrible glory.
Ravana grabs Sita and takes off in his flying chariot. But he doesn't just get away clean, not yet. Because what we see next is this incredible, almost unbelievable act of bravery, a true hero's last stand.
Watching all of this from a nearby tree is Jatayu, the ancient king of the vultures and a dear old friend of Rama's father. Even though he's old, he doesn't hesitate for a second. He launches himself into the sky and attacks Ravana with everything he has, desperately trying to stop the chariot and save Sita.
It is a majestic and absolutely heartbreaking battle. Jatayu fights with so much courage, but Ravana is just too powerful. The Demon King takes out his massive sword and slices off the great vulture's wings. As he falls, broken and dying, his last thought isn't of himself. It's a message for Rama. He tried. When Rama and Lakshmana finally get back to that empty hut, it's pure devastation. As they frantically search the forest, they find the dying Jatayu. And with his last breath, he gives them the first, most critical clue of their entire search. Ravana took her, and he flew south. He apologizes for failing, and then dies right there in Rama's arms.
It's an absolutely crushing blow, but Jatayu's sacrifice was not for nothing. His final words give Rama the one thing he desperately needs in that moment of grief: a direction, a path forward.
So now, Rama's despair begins to transform into this relentless determination. They follow Jatayu's clue and head south. And there, they meet a devout woman named Shabari. She's been waiting her whole life to meet Rama, and she gives them the next piece of the puzzle. Go to Mount Rishkimuka, she tells them, and find the exiled Vanara king, Sugriva. He is the one who will help you. And so, there it is. What started as a peaceful exile is now a desperate quest. A prince who was banished from his kingdom has become a seeker on a mission to save his love. The abduction of Sita has set the stage for an epic confrontation. And it leaves us with this one massive question. Can one man, even a divine hero like Rama, really stand against the full might of the demon king Ravana and his impenetrable island fortress of Lanka? The answer to that, well, that's the rest of the story.